Hello, I am finally very happy to introduce you to the Noble Steed. So, this is a 1992 Dawes Super Galaxy. It has a Reynolds 531 frame. It is handmade in the UK. It comes in a rather fetching British racing green, which I think teamed with the original Brooks leather saddle looks pretty cool. And I have to say I'm a little bit in love with it. I think it is the perfect touring bike for me for a few reasons. Firstly, it is the right size for me, and that wasn't easy. Finding a bike with the right features within reach of me, so not too far away, was the right size for me, that had all the right bits and pieces on it that I needed, and was the right price. That was actually really difficult to find. I had to drive a bit of a way for this. This was an eBay find. I paid about £290 for it, and I had to drive for about 3 hours to go and get it. But as I say, I think that was a worthwhile venture to make sure I got the right bike. The last thing I want is to cycle 4,000 miles on a bike that isn't going to be right and is going to be a lot of hard work. It was also hard finding one in good condition. As I say, this is a 1992, so it's almost 30 years old. So it's seen a bit of a decent life, but I'm pleased to say it's been very well looked after. There's very few marks and scrapes on it. It looks like it's been well serviced. It has got replacement parts, so I think the wheels have been replaced. I think some of the gearing has been replaced over the years, and it really is exactly what I wanted. So let's give it a bit of a rundown. We've got factory fitted mud guards which come with it, so these are going to keep me hopefully fairly dry from road spray. It's got these little lug features all over it, which mean you can fit a variety of pannier racks to it, so for carrying luggage. These are designed for worldwide touring. These are not a road bike that I'm going to take touring. These are very highly renowned touring bikes, and many people have taken Dawes Galaxies around the world multiple times, so it definitely has a bit of pedigree behind it. What else? We've got an amazing range of gears. We've got a 9x3 gear setup, so that gives me this tiny little chainring at the front, so I can hopefully cope with some of the really steep hills that I'm going to find on the coast roads a little bit easier. I've swapped out the SPDs for toe clips, so I think I definitely cope with these a lot better. I've never got on with SPD pedals, so I'm going to stick with them for now. As you can see, we've got a large pannier rack on the back. It will have a low rider front rack as well. We've got drop handlebars. I'm very used to drop handlebars. I've ridden drop handlebars on my road bike to commute to work for a long time, and I am very comfortable with them. However, this set of bars in particular, I probably will replace the stem here and have a slightly higher setup to give me a bit more of a comfy ride. It's got bar end shifters. I love these. Not only do they look cool, it means it clears up a bit of space out here. I've got no gear shifters here. I've got no gear shifters attached to the brake levers, so for saddlebags and for a bit of room to maneuver my hands around, definitely worthwhile having that feature. Does look cool, doesn't it? And aside from that, it's an old school steel frame, so it's going to be very sturdy. It's quite heavy, but it's also going to be quite easy to fix. So if I have a big problem, if I accidentally crunch into something and end up having to do a bit of welding, not that I can weld, if I can find someone that can do some welding, it will hopefully be easily fixed. It also has decent wheel clearance up here, so it means I can put on a thicker, heavier set of tyres that are going to cope with some off-road stuff. I don't expect to be on roads 100% of the time. There is going to be a few moments where I have to go off-road, so definitely having a bit of scope to put some bigger tyres on is a real plus for me. So all in all, I am very happy with it. I really couldn't be happy with what I've ended up. It does need to be seen by a proper bike mechanic. I've given it a bit of a service, but it definitely needs a professional's view on it, just to make sure I haven't messed up and bought something that's really not going to work. But otherwise, I think we're there. This could be the one. Well, this is the one. So very excited. I'll keep you posted on any developments. I'm sure there's going to be some additions to it in the coming weeks and months, and anything that happens to it I will let you know. But otherwise, we are definitely a much bigger step closer to the start line. So the bike's here, I'm here, the website's live, Just Giving page is up and running. Check those out. Please feel free to share with anyone you know. The more people we can get to know about this challenge, the better. If you don't know about it, I am cycling 4,000 miles around the coastline of the UK on this bike. over this coming December and January. That's December 2021 into January 2022. I'll be doing it solo, however, hopefully with a bit of help from the community. I might be wild camping or stopping off at people's houses along the way to make the journey that bit comfier. And fingers crossed I can make it all the way around in the 2 months that I've got. If you don't know already, I'm doing it to raise funds for the World Land Trust. Any money raised goes directly to the World Land Trust, and they use it to fund the protection and preservation of a rainforest in Laguna Grande in Guatemala, which is packed full of rare and wonderful biodiversity and wildlife in there, and it is under threat from loggers and from developers. So if we don't act now, wonderful places like that are not going to exist in the future. It's one of the most effective ways that we as regular people can make a huge difference to our environment and can actually do something physical to fight back against climate change. Can you see that? As I mentioned that, a bit of biodiversity flew at the camera, so it must be true. So yeah, this is a budget challenge. I've kept the price down for everything, including the bike, as much as I can. Could have bought a brand new bike, but what's the point in spending thousands of pounds on a brand new bike if I run the risk of not raising that much in charity money? I mean, who knows how much I'm going to raise? I don't know. And what I don't want to do, I don't want to end up spending more on equipment than I raise in charity money. So I am working as hard as I can to keep the budget minimal. Hence the reason for buying a used bike. Also, it sticks in with the environmental theme. Essentially, this is recycling, for want of a better word. So yeah, I am absolutely thrilled with this bike. I really hope it's going to be a success, and I can't wait to take you on the journey with me. Take care guys, see ya.